Good morning, my happy hour back. Here's the plan. Monday morning, Monday morning exercise. Feel free to join in, whether standing or sitting. After that, we still do not have any new painters on site, so it's going to be just Adele again on probably sandpapering ceilings. Maybe some skim coat and some paint later on today. Still working on tiling for bathrooms, the master bathroom plus the bathrooms downstairs. Well, two of them at least, with more wall tiles. Little other bits and pieces going on around the site, but it is a small crew today, so it's going to be a little slower than usual. As always, they may surprise us and throw in something that we're not expecting. What could possibly? Oh, before I go, I am terribly remiss because I have failed to thank you. People who put in a comment for Joyce last week when we had the little health scare. People who not only put in the comment, but I imagine maybe some more of you did have a little word in private. Just to wish her well. So I really do thank everybody for that. It was a pretty nasty few hours. So your comments, your thoughts are hugely appreciated. Okay, what could possibly go wrong? It's Monday morning, and the crew is gathering, and it's a small crew today. We are definitely missing a few. Never mind. You should know what's coming next. If you're new and you don't know what's coming next, we've just had the Monday morning prayer. Now, the engineer and possibly the foreman will have a few words about the plan for the week. And anything else that comes up. They might talk about safety, they might talk about uniforms. But we are very low today. We've got a total of 12 at the moment. No new painters yet. Right, we'll be back in just a moment. If you're new, this is what you haven't seen before. Monday morning exercise, led by Elson. Honestly, less of an exercise, more of a bonding system.
5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, the counting is quiet today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Now, I got to get out of the way, otherwise I'm going to get clobbered.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jogging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3.
Good stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3.
Good stuff this morning. Yesterday, we had a whole host of people helping with cutting grass. It was inevitably brother-in-law Dong who was leading the charge, but we had about 5 guys helping him. They covered a massive amount of ground, going all the way back round the corner, round this way, down to, well, getting towards the edge of the pool. Still, on a piece of land this size, There's a long way to go, and this time of year, with the amount of rain and then sun we get, this grass grows ridiculously fast. But it really has cleaned up the look of this. But what it also shows, it may not come out on the camera, but here, where we want to eventually do some vegetable gardening, or gardening of some sort, it also then highlights how uneven this ground is and how much work there will be to try and get it roughly level. It's not going to need to be exactly level. This isn't going to be a lawn just here, but probably a whole bunch of topsoil or compost or something is going to need to go on here to level it out a little bit. I said on Saturday, I was thinking about maybe asking them to move the water pipes here, the drainage and the water going from the pump into the house. I'm having second thoughts about that. Maybe it makes sense to leave it where it is, because we probably shouldn't be planting anything right up by the wall anyway, apart from the tiny little vining plants that we're trying to use to grow up and over the walls. So maybe this just kind of forces us to stay away from the wall a little bit, which may be no bad thing. It means that we're not running any risk really, unless we plant something huge, which we shouldn't be anyway, but we avoid the risk of having anything that's going to be putting roots down that could start to impact the wall in years to come. So maybe this stays where it is. Way over there, Koi Dong, he's off and running again. He definitely runs on high-powered battery or solar, I don't know. Unbelievable energy, that fella. More strimming of grass. I'm going to have to buy a proper lawnmower. I was also pondering on Saturday about whether all of this area inside the sunroom and patio had already been sanded. Clearly not. Maybe I was back on the job again. Back in the bathroom, in the gym and spa. I missed this bit as well. Don hadn't quite finished putting the tiles in the upper and lower section of the niche. Well, he'd done all the lower section. Clearly hadn't quite done the upper section, because he's doing that now. Then there's a little bit just inside the door on the right that needs to get up to the same height as all the other tiles. And then it's onwards and upwards. Right, this is difficult to get to. So Renee's up on the platform, putting a few more tiles into the helper's bathroom. And as we saw on Saturday, there's only a few left to do just on this wall and around the right side of the door frame. Really not too much longer before this room has all the tiles, at least on the walls. Then it'll be floor time. Inside the master bathroom, this is something different on this double wash basin cabinet. Looks like they're going to pour a concrete base as well as the top, which is already done. And the ceiling. They've removed the platforms this morning. And when asked this morning, I spoke to the engineer and said, why are they doing the ceiling in here? And the answer made complete sense. He said, they've got nothing else to do. So that was just a start. And now, back round this side, as Frederick is back on wall tiling. So he's got this wall to finish, and then over by the shower unit. I'm not sure if there's got to be any more replastering in there. I'm sure, yes, there has. So that's going to be a fairly complicated bit of tiling to deal with here. I'd be surprised if this is anywhere close to being finished today. One other job they're going to be working on today is, I suppose, fairly minor, but on top of the pump room. I can't really see it from here, but apparently there are some parts of protruding rebar other than the rebar that is holding up the barbed wire top of the fence. Apparently there's more up there, and that is going to get removed later today. On Saturday, the crew that went up to Manila, or as somebody suggested, went down to Manila as we are further north, had a pretty successful day. We got all of these units, which are shower units, sinks, taps, faucets if you must. We didn't get everything, but we got most of the wash basins and shower units and faucets that we need. Still a few more. There was a couple that were seen and were not in stock, so it's another trip coming up maybe in the next month, but we've got a lot closer to having all of these bathroom fixtures that we need. It was a good day.
It's just after lunch, but before we go back to the build, I thought I'd pick up on a comment from JB, who mentioned that one of the best ways to improve the output and fertility of a vegetable garden is to let chickens have the run of it, basically. So that, I am sure, is true. We do have some chickens over in the back corner there, and they are entirely free range. However, let me show you one of the problems that chickens can bring. We live within a couple of kilometres of at least one commercial chicken farm. And because we're slightly countrified, chickens attract flies. This piece of fly paper has been here on the outside table for about 4 hours, and it's already pretty carpeted with flies. Chickens just make this worse. When we were in the other house, not far away, we noticed a huge difference between when there were chicken farms not too far from that house, and then when those chicken farms closed down. It's a losing battle. We can't win, however many flies we catch. But it just highlights the fact that where we are, we need to be really careful. I could show you the piece of fly paper that we've got inside the kitchen, and we've got mesh on all the windows. We try and be careful when opening and closing doors. But even that piece of fly paper indoors, which again went out about 4 hours ago, has probably got about 15 flies stuck on it already today. They're impossible to keep out. Anyway, one of the little downsides of where we are. Well, this is new this afternoon. Scaffolding going up at the back end of the sunroom to where we have the double height ceiling. There will be up here some kind of design involving tiles and I don't know what else. I don't know what it'll look like. I'm prepared to be as surprised as you are. But all of this has gone in this morning. Mr. Rene still in the helper's bathroom, and we've got tiles fully up to height all the way around. There's just this area of highlight still to be done. But I think very soon we're going to be on floors. Inside the bathroom for the gym and spa, Don has got most of the wall tiles in here up to height. Not quite done yet. And I'm going to stand in the shadow if I move, so just bear with me. This side not quite finished yet, and I'm assuming round inside the door. Not quite yet. Pretty close though. Manny's here doing some design. Now, it's going to be hard to make out, but there's a drawing on here that shows you a little bit of what this wall just here above the open area, what it's going to look like, with some tiles, some cove lighting, and maybe more. We'll have to wait and see. But all of this, they're working out using the laser level. Mr. Frederick is measuring away, trying to figure out the tiles to go on this wall where the shower is in the master bathroom. That is going to be immensely complicated, but I'm sure he's up to it. So, having taken some measurements, here he goes, marking out on the tile where he's got to make cuts. This one is going to be very tricky. We'll come back a lot later and see how he's getting on. We have one more painter. Just arrived this afternoon. This is working in Jack's bedroom, but there's also work going on out on the balcony over here, and that might be Oliver under there, grinding away at the curb, giving us some better, more smooth edges. I still don't think we're anywhere close to putting in the railings here, but it's just more preparation for when that is coming. And over there, way over in the distance, on top of the pump room, sorry. I think that's O'Donnell, cleaning up those exposed rebar. Well, over here, it's not just cleaning up bits of exposed rebar. They're actually plastering more on the roof, giving it all just a much better finish. A couple of people have commented on the pool and the water and how clear it looks, and I got to agree. I mean, I think this is as good as we've had it. It looks, well, as clear as it can ever be, I think. A couple of leaves floating around in there that have floated in since Glenn was here. He was here this morning early on, cleaning up again, but it is looking lovely. And we did on Sunday have two of the grandsons having a very prolonged splash around in here. I joined them for a short while. Son Jack kept an eye on them as well. The bell's just gone. It's 4:30, end of the working day. Before we go inside, Megawegger has put in a comment, and he says it's to help with the algorithm, and it does. Any comments, any likes, they do help this channel get exposure, so appreciate that just on its own. But Megawegger's comment is he's going to introduce a joke of the day. This is your bonus. Some of you may not describe it as a bonus. He does give the warning that they might be a bit old. Honestly, I've not heard this one before. Here we go. A ham and cheese sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. Barman says, "Sorry, we don't serve food." Do I hear chortling? Do I hear everybody saying, "Oh my goodness, yes, that is extremely old"? Anyway, joke of the day. Have you got one? Send it on the comments. Here we go, inside. This is the bathroom in the gym and spa, without the aid of any external lights anymore. They've taken it away. You're just going to have to take my word for it. All of the wall tiling is done, except these little edge pieces just up by the door. That's it. Then all the wall tiles are done. Then it's time for a floor. In the helper's bathroom, slightly odd, this area of the wall with the highlight tiles, still not done. Not sure why, because they've now got roughly 2/3 of the floor tiles in place. I wonder whether we've run out of these highlight tiles. Hope not. I am completely hopeless, but this is the laundry room. Is that all new? I don't remember there being a ceiling in here before, but there could have been. In the master bathroom, I have to say I didn't expect this, but was it Frederick that was in here? I think it was Frederick. He's almost finished the wall tiling with these two monstrously complicated bits that he had to deal with. I thought this would take a lot longer. Good job, Frederick. On the master bedroom balcony, that's been, I don't know, painted. Something's been applied. I'll find out tomorrow what it is that they've put on that curb all the way around. Looks like they were fairly careful to avoid paint going onto the tiles. Not 100% successful, but I'm sure that'll get cleaned up. Jack's bedroom cabinet, sanded, and that looks like the first bit of paint's on there. Here on the wall for the double height ceiling at the back end of the sunroom, I don't think they've done anything else with this. All that drawing and platform preparation. I think there's no sign of anything having been done apart from 2 or 3 lines on the wall. That's it. This is Sabrina's balcony, and the curb, the outside edge, has been treated the same way. And in the background there, the rather forlorn diggerator hasn't moved all day. Jack's curb is the same. They've painted, or whatever it is, all of those. That's the end of day 255, the day in which we introduced the joke of the day, thanks to Megawegger. Let me know. Do we like that idea? Should we please, please, please never again repeat such a disastrous concept? I think we should keep it. But you've got to send me some decent jokes, because I don't know any. Apart from that, lots more sandpapering, a little bit more painting going on today. We got a little closer to the downstairs bathrooms, having all of the walls in place and a little bit more of floors. And in the master bathroom, that really, what appears to me to be some very tricky tiling. They've got through the worst of it. Tomorrow, I would guess that wall tiling in the master bathroom will be finished, and we'll see whether we have any more new painters on site. I think we could do with a couple more. See you then.